Coming at you live from Boulder's backyard, it's Buffs News Radio Show with your host, Russ. And near is your host, Russ!
What's up, Buffs Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly live radio show call-in. And welcome to this Monday after a Buffs victory. That's right, it is officially Victory Monday as the Colorado Buffaloes beat the Iowa State Cyclones, the number 22 Iowa State Cyclones. Big win for CU this weekend, and we're going to be talking about it, and of course, getting your guys' opinions on the game, what you guys felt when you watched it, how you're feeling right now when it comes to the season, and what you want to see happening go forward. So we will get all of those opinions today on the show. Buffs winning 24-17, bringing the record to a 3-4. That's right, Joseph. Ralphie lives. Absolutely love the profile photo, by the way. Cam, as always, appreciate you coming in. If we can get consistent Salter, we will be legit. We know what Kaidon Salter can be. The key word there is consistency. Consistency with this team. It's what Coach Prime has been preaching all season long. It's what we have yet to see from this team for an entire game. I already put out a video where I reviewed the game. We talked about the PFF grades, went through all of that stuff on the channel. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you check that video out. But to surmise what I talked about, the second half, Kaidon Salter was the best half of football that Salter has played for Colorado yet. And that is the Kaidon Salter that we need every half going forward. Now, if we get that Kaidon Salter going forward in this season, I have no doubt that we can become bowl eligible. We are only 3 wins away from becoming bowl eligible, and that is going to be a massive factor in whether or not we do become bowl eligible this season. JoJo is absolutely special. Absolutely love that Joseph Williams finally coming on. This is the guy we thought we were getting all off season. He's really showing up. And the best part about it, guys, JoJo this is only his second year. So we've got him for at least probably 2 more years, unless he goes absolutely bonkers next year. Fact is that Joseph Williams is part of the future of this team and not just this season. Like a lot of people want to point out with transfers being one and done, Joseph Williams was not that. He was a guy we brought in that is going to be around for quite a while. Welcome in, Travis. Appreciate you dropping by on the show today. Cam, shout out to Quentin Gibson, who is second in country in return yards. Boy, he's going to break one, absolutely. And he's coming close to breaking some Colorado return records, at least recent records. Next game, he should get and become the official, one of the best returners that Colorado's had in 10 plus years. And he hasn't even broken one just yet. And this is a huge thing, by the way. Getting to see the guys celebrate in that locker room, celebrate the victory in such a big fashion that it was. Coach Prime's second win against a top 25 opponent, something that lots of people out there have constantly thrown back in the faces of us Buffs fans. Colorado will never beat a top 25 team because we seem to struggle against them. And yet, we are seeing that with Colorado getting the victory against the Iowa State Cyclones, who were ranked 22 heading into that game. No longer ranked as of today, which is not to be confused or not expected. That was expected, losing to us in that fashion. But absolutely fantastic game for Colorado. And this was one of the tougher games I had on the schedule heading into the season as the season started. However, Iowa State started to show some, I guess you could say, holes in their armor in more recent weeks, and also were quite depleted heading into this game, which, hey, we will always take it. That's right, Cam. Matt Rule still has not beat a ranked team at Nebraska, and Prime has wins against 2 ranked teams, and they've been at their teams respectively for the same amount of years. But heaven forbid you tell a Nebraska fan that. Hey, Russ, y'all might be losing that 4-star D lineman to Mizzou. Who's the 4-star D lineman that we have in our 2026 recruiting classes for CU? Let's see. Who are we talking about even? Oh, Emmanuel Ruffin, you're probably the same person that also thought we were losing Gavin Mueller to Bama in Miami after this weekend when he posted that he got offers from them. Okay, just because he got offers and he's visiting doesn't mean anything. We're not that type of team that's going to say you can't visit other schools. Enjoy the process. We'll wait till signing day to see what happens. CU was depleted as well. You're correct, Travis. You are very correct. I will say that the defense being depleted might have actually been a good thing because the players that we had out there on the ball, I think, are the players that should be starting. I think our safety room should be Tafik Bayard and Ben Finiseth moving forward, if we're being honest. So there is that. TMFB, good day. Appreciate you dropping by. Here it is. I mean, breakdance, this is the whole thing. If Salter played like this at the beginning of the season, do you think they're a fringe playoff team? I think if Salter played like this, they win a lot more. I think Cam has it. If Salter played like this, CU would be a 6-1. CB, call in a little bit. I'll open the lines here in just a little bit. Feel free to call in. Once I get that going, I'll let you know. Once we pop the number up, that's when it's time to call in and be a part of the show if you want to talk about that game. And I know you guys want to. Exciting things. Getting victorious. That is a big deal. If we keep running the ball 40-plus times, we can control the clock and start winning more. Lil Bucket, that is exactly what I talked about in my review video of the game. The team ran the ball more than we passed the ball, and that's starting to become our identity, guys. Our identity is to run the ball with our running backs and quarterback and pass it only when we need it, and that has been successful and done enough for us this year. Oh, appreciate you, Lexus. Love your content. You're a Buffs fan, but you always keep it real, keep it up. I appreciate you, Lexus. Appreciate you so much here. It kind of makes me mad they blame Prime when the quarterback misses easy pieces of passes, which is crazy to blame Prime for. Yes, I would agree with that. And I would say, hey, that was probably one of Prime's better games that he coached and was a part of. A couple of things that I wanted to point out when it came to that was the fact that, he believed in Kaidon Salter in the fourth quarter. Okay. He believed in Kaidon Salter in the fourth quarter to go for a throw on 3rd and long when they could have just ran it, got the clock down another 40 seconds and said, hey, that's what's happening. No, he put the ball in Kaidon Salter's hand to actually win that game. Defense did exactly what they needed to do in that game as well. Just some things that you want to think about when it comes to that as far as statistics go. Iowa State passing, 200 yards passing. Rushing 236 yards, 400 total yards versus CU who had 255 yards passing, 140 yards rushing. We got outgained, guys. We got outgained in yardage, and yet we still won that game. That shows you what's going on there. We did the opportune moments of what we needed. That interception by Tafik Bayard at the end of the game, absolutely very important to Colorado and what they were able to do on Saturday. And, coming up clutch. Man, I loved how Coach was speaking live in Salter on the sideline. Yeah, Chuno, that is what I talked about today as well on my review video. That is a huge thing, guys. That is something to talk about. The way Coach Prime was talking on the sideline the whole game in the clips that we saw, whether it was coaching up the team, for those that want to say that Coach is not a coach on the sidelines and he's just a motivator, he had some very wisdom things to say when it came to reading what was happening in that game and really imparting good wisdom upon his players at the right moments. And then being able to speak up. Salter, even though he struggled a little bit at times during the first half, sticking with him, showing that trust, that was very huge and, in fact, impactful. Y'all do know, we had a lot of injured players. We literally just said that. I agree, Cam Duncan. They used to be 5-2. I would say they got beat twice. Let's hope this win is a turnaround. Go Buffs. Colorado edges will get better. McPherson and Merritt are going to get double-digit sacks next season. I said it today again. Again, you guys need to go watch that video. It's very low watched. So after today's video, you'll probably want to go watch it. I discussed this exact thing. London Merritt is the future of this team, and he very well, if he continues the trajectory of what he's doing, every game he's getting better. Every game he's making more plays. If you look at his PFF grades, they're getting better with each game this season. If he continues his trajectory into next year and the year after that, London Merritt could be one of the premier edge rushers in the country, guys. And he is who this team is really building around moving forward. So if any freshmen out there, defensive linemen want to come to Colorado and get to play right away and start their development even earlier, hey, Colorado might be the place to go if you watch what's happening to London Merritt and Alex McPherson right now. Even on that throw to that was DPI in the end zone. Coach Prime told him to take that shot. Absolutely. And hey, almost caught that too. Absolutely. But yeah, seeing him say, hey, take the shot, be comfortable, do what you need to do, just go for it, okay? I'm not going to be mad if you take a shot here. I'm telling you to do it. What happens? We take a shot, you get the DPI. Absolutely. How do you think Ivan Yates played? Ivan Yates played really good, guys. Again, another guy that I highlighted in my video. He showed up that game. Graded out at a 72.1. Listen to this, though, what I love about Ivan Yates. Because, like, Tafik Byard graded out really well in the run defense, tackling, coverage. Didn't grade out in pass rushing very well. Ivan Yates graded out well all over, guys. All over. Ivan Yates ended with a 72.1 overall grading, 78.7 in the run defense, 80.7 in tackling, and his coverage was still a 68. So Ivan Yates had an absolutely perfect game. Not a perfect game, I shouldn't say that. Sorry, misspoke. Had a good game for Colorado. And again, I like the people we started on defense on Saturday. Dealing with injury, we started London Merritt. We had Tafik Byard play a big part of that game. Ben Finnisseth played a big part of that game. They didn't start, but they finished, and they were the most important ones in that back end. Ivan Yates, he might be the one that needs to start with DJ McKinney and Preston Hodge. That is what I think right there. That is what I absolutely think needs to happen when it comes to who's starting on the back end. Absolutely fantastic to be able to see that. Merritt is going to be absolutely special. IMG players, look at them. Old IMG players starting as freshmen. Yeah, you're an IMG player. Come to Colorado. That is what should be happening for your development. Come to Colorado, get playing time early, develop early, be ready to go in your second and third year. Offense is the best defense. Early in the season, offense couldn't be consistent, which affected the defense. They are humans. It's not a video game. Defense with rest can compete with anyone in the Big 12, and we saw that on Sunday. Wanted to talk to you guys about this a little bit when it came to the rankings as far as the defense goes, because I don't think a lot of people are talking about this enough. Right now, guys, our defense is allowing 23.7 points per game. That puts us at 51st in the country, okay? And that is for this season. That is an improvement over last year and an improvement over the year prior to that. So right now, the defense, even though we're giving up a lot of yards, okay, we're giving up 400 yards a game, which is 87th. Not absolutely horrendous, but also not fantastic. However, point-wise, we're doing what we need. And I've said it all along the season, the defense just seems to be that bend but do not break style. They do just enough. You look at the first half, by the way, fantastic first half up until the last drive by Iowa State. Okay, how many 3-and-outs did they have early on in that game? How many plays did they do for a tackle for a loss? Just so you know, defensively, guys, I will let you know statistically what we are looking at when it comes to the tackles for a loss in that game, which, by the way, the team has just been doing a great job of. So tackles overall, let's see, where are my tackles for a loss stat? I'll get that for you guys. Come on. I'll have to pull it up. But that is one thing that this team is really starting to build on overall, is really starting to build on that, finally getting those plays, getting what they need to there. That's a huge deal right there. Cam, I like what CU Preston Ashley said about why he ain't flipping to another school. Several guys have put out messages after that weekend. I'm telling you, that was a big weekend. We had almost all of our commits there. We had some flip targets. Getting to see that game in person cannot be understated how massive that's going to be for recruiting. And again, who are the players that are most succeeding on this team? The freshmen and sophomores on this team are leading the way. The future of the Buffs is leading the way right now. And so following seasons, next year, the year after, this team is only going to get way better than they are right now. And if they can play consistently, the skill and the ability on this team is good enough to do what they need to do this year. Next year, it's only going to get better. Okay? Only going to get better. Merritt is already better than Brandon Green. Are you talking about BJ Green, Keith? Who are we talking about, Keith, with Merritt? When I say offense, I mean Kaidon. I totally get it, CB. I get it. Absolutely. Hey, Joseph, appreciate you. $2 super chat sticker. Thank you so much for that. Chuno, it's crazy that Prime said this summer how much he admired Yates for staying down and not crying. And look at yesterday. He had a come out game. I absolutely love that. Okay. I absolutely love that. I thought Wiggins played well on the inside. I mean, we were slim when it came to that. We were slim when it came to that. I think a lot of players are trying to get a medical red shirt. Our list of injuries is ridiculous. Yeah, anybody at this point, CB, who's been out the whole season, which is why I loved seeing TJ Branch and Noah King come off the injury list. If they're on the injury list, the likelihood of them redshirting by this point in the season is very high, especially with what we're playing for as a team. And on top of that, they can technically, I believe, even with the injury red shirt, I don't know. I know it's not part of the initial 4 games, but they could play in a bowl game if we did hit it. So there is that side. There absolutely is that side. I'm so happy Deion Sanders isn't wanted at Penn State or brought up. Mike, this is the first time. How does it feel, Mike, to have now Matt Rule be like the number 1 target for that, which is just hilarious to me. I mean, nothing against Matt Rule, but I just, everything that we've had to deal with constantly being said that Coach Prime is the target of every team, it seems like. We finally can not ignore that for once. Finally ignore that. What up? Kai, appreciate you dropping by. Thank you so much for dropping by today. All you guys dropping by, I appreciate it. At the end of the day, the only stat that matters is the score. The defense needs to improve. Yep. Keeping the team off the scoreboard is great. That is the point. That is the point that we can talk about. And when you're only averaging 23.7 points per game against your team, and by the way, the offense is averaging 25, not very good offensively. That is not good. That's ranked 75th, whereas the defense is ranked 51st. Not allowing points is actually a big deal in college football because lots of teams allow points left and right. Okay, this team does what they need to do when it comes to the red zone, when it comes to getting down into the trenches. That is what I love to see. How many touchdowns does Omarion have? Omarion the season, I believe, has right now, I believe 3. Let me double check on the season where he is at. Let's see. Receiving. There we go. So on the season, he is sitting at officially. Where is it at? I don't want to have to search for it again. 4 touchdowns. Never mind. He had 2 against TCU, 1 against Iowa State, 1 against Wyoming. Finally coming on here down the stretch for Omarion. Penn State fans don't want Rule, and I don't blame them to not want Rule. I mean, he hasn't beaten a top 25 team. He's done enough at Nebraska, but I mean, that's why he's being brought up is because of the connections that he has. So there's that. London and Alex will play in the NFL. I absolutely believe that too. If the Huskers didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. He won't leave. We have better coaches on staff to step up if he does, though. Give me more IMG players, says Northside. Welcome in, Northside. Appreciate you dropping by as always. That is true. Matt Rule ain't that good of a coach if he still can't get Nebraska a ranked win. Nebraska's fans still waiting for Nebraska to beat a ranked opponent since like the 100 years ago. The Cards were right. That's right, sir guy. I love that. Hey, the Cards have been pretty darn close because when you've called out the Cards, the game has been within less than a score. So there's that. Recruit more freshmen that can play day one. Yeah, but, if you play all freshmen, sophomores day one, we're not going to do well that season. Okay, you still need older, bigger, mature guys to fill out the roster. But yes, I want to see that. Prime is not going to Nashville. We're not starting that one. We need a scheme to put Cam Michael into space. I would agree with that. I want to see more Cam Michael and what he does. They have to learn how to set the edges, same outside runs every week. Greasy, I'd agree with that. I mean, there's stuff to improve, guys. It's not perfect. I'm trying to say that. It's not perfect. I am not saying that victory was perfect. I am saying we improved in a lot of ways. And as far as the defense goes, I like the lineup that we had in that game, especially down the stretch. I liked the lineup of Ben Finnesseth and Tafiq Bayard on the back end. I like London Merritt, Alex McPherson really taking over on that defensive line. Linebacker-wise, I think we've found our linebackers, guys. I think we have found our linebackers. I think it should be a mixture of Kaidon Salter and Sean Myers with a sprinkle in of Jeremiah Brown. I think those are our 3 linebackers. By the way, 2 of our worst graded players in the entire team were Martavius French and Reginald Hughes, whereas Sean Myers, Kaidon Salter actually graded out quite nicely, and Jeremiah Brown graded out average, but he made some big plays when it was needed. So that's good to see. Buffs have the talent to win out. After this ISU victory, they should be trending from now till next season. TMFB, we need 3 more wins, and I have 2 wins on the schedule for sure. We need one of Utah and Arizona, okay? Because I do think we can beat West Virginia and Kansas State at this point. So that's where we're at. Those games need to be a win, and one of Utah and Arizona needs to be a victory, and things will be looking up, guys. Things will be looking up. Cam Michael did not look like a natural running back to me. He's fast for sure, though. He's got to get times, go bust. He got to get time. Like, that's the big thing. Yep, he's used to it. He's got to get time to do it. Omarion Miller, a dog. I think he'd be a first-round talent. Yeah, I think he needs another year, though. You know, a lot of people were wondering if Omarion Miller, if he has a big year, if he goes to the NFL this year. I don't think so. Come back next year for your senior year. Be the leading receiver for Juju. Ball out. And I think that you could be a top talent. I don't know if it's a first-round talent. He would need a big year to change that narrative, but we'll see. We'll see. Having 38 seniors is alarming. You are every day you just say the dumber things than I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay? It's ridiculous alone. Okay? It's ridiculous alone that you say these things, because literally every team has these sort of problems. Okay? Every team has these sort of problems. And I'm literally talking about how the future of this team is better than the seniors that are going to be leaving anyway. So to act like 38 is alarming on a football team? Like, what? What? Like, you know, look at some of the other teams around the college football world and what they have. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. It's hilarious to me. It is absolutely hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So Ohio State has 33 seniors. Is that a problem for them? Should I keep going? Should I go to other teams? You're going to have 30 plus seniors on every single football team out there. That's called depth. You're going to have the rest of your team fill out under that. Like, what? Utah looks very good. And Utah's big thing is their running game. We have to stop the run. We have to force Devin Dampier to pass. If Dampier is forced into passing, then he struggles severely. He really does. So there's that. The key to this is going to be the fact that Utah, we're playing on the road. It is not easy to play in Utah. That you want to talk about an upset of a century and having one of the biggest wins in Coach and it would be the biggest win in Coach Prime history is if they found a way to beat Utah. Absolutely. I think come 4 games left, starting safeties will be TJ Branch and Byron. I could see that, Scott. I really could. Yeah, JB's not great at coverage. He is good in the run game. Graded out that way as well. By the way, just so you know what JB graded out as and where he was at. JB graded out 68.6 in the run, but his coverage grade 45, pass rushing 56.7. So he's average at pass rushing, bad at coverage, good at run defense. So that's what it is. Kevin Riley, I appreciate you. What up, Russ? Win was the difference of a few plays. Iowa State missed some critical passes. Good win. Cannot make mental mistakes against Utah. I would agree with that, Kevin. I hope you enjoyed the game. I really, really wish I could have been there. I'm not joking. Like, I was so dreading. We were doing it for a good cause, and it's going to end up being good. But having your ticket offer on top of it, seeing them beat Iowa State, man, I would have loved to have been there. I hope you enjoyed that game and had a ton of fun. Yep. Preston Hodge, scariest DB on team. He's scared to tackle. Dallin is running back 1. Price is 2 when he comes back. Like Micah. Love Micah, but his vision is like Dallin last year. He's missing holes, not being patient. Yeah, and I think Micah has some room to still develop, guys. He's still a sophomore. I've liked some of the things I've seen from him. I like what he can do. I believe that he is the running back of the future, but I would agree. Dallin and Price should be 1-2 punch when he comes back because both those guys are going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't need no more portal bums on my team. Omarion needs major improvement for first round. Correct. He needs to come back and he needs to have a big year. I don't think he's first rounder yet. I think if he comes back and improves on this season, probably a third, fourth round talent, I think. And could definitely, make some plays at the next level if he needs to. Okay. Absolutely do that. Let's see. I still think it's a mistake not to play Juju. Growing pains are now going to be in the first half of the schedule next year. Props to Salter. Great second half. But first half was terrible. I would agree with that, Joe. I said that. First half was not good. I do love that he bounced back. I love that he made the plays in crunch time. My problem is, Joe, it's what we saw, like the consistency. I need to see consistency from Kaidon Salter. Like, come on. We know you can do it. You've shown flashes of it. Please, for the love of God, get some consistency going. That's it. When you look at the schedule, it was built for us to win the Big 12, especially with the bye week before Utah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay, that's one advantage I will give us. We've got 2 weeks to prep for Utah. Can we prep and do enough? Please, can we prep and do enough? Marion Barnes should be our D tackle. Sprinkle some BDS because I don't want dude in there, but they in love with him since he built like Pecco. BDS has his moments. Just so you guys know where he ended up grade-wise, he was our 10th rated defensive lineman, 66.8, 61.9 in the run defense, 68.8 in pass rushing. So that is definitely his strength is the pass rushing part. Don't sleep on Kansas State. They're getting better. It won't be a cakewalk. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. Okay? I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. I'm saying I think we have a chance to beat K-State this year. I really do. I really, really do. Texas Tech still recruits high school, but they also sign the most of anybody in the portal, just like Ole Miss does. Again, how are the top 7 portal teams doing again? Oh, yeah, they're still doing amazing. Every week, it's the same argument with you guys. Every week. What bowl game would you like? Alamo? I don't want the Alamo Bowl, Kevin Riley. I'm stop with the Alamo Bowl. I don't want. Give us Pop-Tarts Bowl. Give us some new opponent. Like, seriously, the fact that we played a Big 12 team in the bowl game, I know how that works because the whole Pac-12 agreement is still kind of in place. But for the love of God, can we please see a new team? Please. And I'm sure that those bowl games want to see a new team. Like Colorado versus a Florida school would absolutely feed families. Can we please get that? Can we please get that? Matt Rule may go back to State College and coach PSU. He's from there. I'm loving seeing the Nebraska fans squirm about that. Colorado needed that win for many reasons against Iowa State. Absolutely. Recruiting, where we are in the season, heading to the bye week. So many reasons that I'm glad that we got that victory there. Yes, need one of those wins. The tops, the first win of CP career as a coach. ISU was close. Russ, how you feeling about James Franklin being fired from Penn State? I mean, it's crazy that they did it. I get it, but just think of this, guys. 3 weeks ago, Penn State was ranked top 3 and undefeated. And they roll off 3 straight losses and you fire the coach? That's some crazy stuff. That's some crazy stuff. Because you're setting back your program now at least a year. Because, they lost almost their entire recruiting class as decommitted from Penn State at this point. So it is always rough. And now that we're only going to have one transfer portal, by the way, this year, guys, the fact that we have one transfer portal to me tells me that it's going to be hard for any new coach to really dip their toes in the transfer portal that hard to help fill out the high school players they're going to lose from coming in late. Because no coach is going to come in there until after signing day. So they're not going to be able to get that many high school recruits. It's going to be portal. And now that there's only one portal and not the spring portal, and that being early, I mean, they very well could not know who the coach is by that first portal. Like, just think about that, guys. There are some big hiccups in there from firing a coach right now. You're pretty much punting on next season by firing a coach at this point. Just so you guys realize that. It's not the same as it was even this last season with new coaches, because, that spring portal you could be hopping into pretty good to get players out of it. There's now one portal, and it is a short portal season. I'm very interested to see what happens with Penn State moving forward and going into next year. We're not doing it to the extent I think we should, yes, but yapping like other teams ain't have more and paid more for more than we did. Absolutely. I know who you're talking to. We got some craziness. Russ, you see Michael Irvin being Eric. So I initially listened to the game on the radio because I was driving home, and I was listening to the game after the game, like when the game ended and after the game. They interviewed Joseph Williams on the radio. If you guys could go find the radio interview, by the way, you need to listen to it, because Michael Irvin stole the microphone from Joseph Williams and talked about what he told Joseph Williams to do at the end of the game. And Joseph Williams said, yeah, I did exactly what he told me to do, and I made that play. Like, he was helping me with my route on that play, telling me how it was going to open up on that 3rd and long, and Joseph Williams did it. So it's just an interesting interview with Michael Irvin being around there. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Kai, I would say that this is what it reminded me of. Since Dallin has come back, he's starting to look more like that Ohio State Dallin. Should come back for senior year if he wants a larger bag in the league. I think he will, guys. I really do. I think he will. I think he knows that Juju's coming next year. I think he knows that we're probably going to throw the ball more. So he's going to have a chance at more targets, meaning that his draft stock is going to increase next year. I don't see him jumping to the league just yet. I don't. At this point, I understand why we use the portal, but we are hitting more with high school players. This year was an example of standard not being established because Prime was away. And CB, I agree with that. And it still has to be built that way. We will continue to build through high school, okay? Portal allows us to compete right away each year. It allows us to fill holes quicker. But again, we need more years of Coach Prime recruiting high school. This is literally our 3rd year, guys. This is our 3rd year. What does not anybody understand? Not you, but some of the crazies who think that, CU can't use the portal to succeed. The point is, we need a several-year run-up of high school developed players who are going to be a big part of this team, and then you go get portal players in the meantime as those players develop and take on more spots, okay? Do we get Alex McPherson or London Merritt on this team if we don't have portal players that play out and give us a successful 9-3 season last year? No, we don't, okay? There is a chicken before the egg scenario that people are not realizing, okay? So you want to crap on that. That's where it's at, okay? We're still probably going to get quite a few portal players next year, but we don't need as many impact portal players next year because of the sophomores and freshmen we're going to be returning that are going to be poised to start in different positions. Okay, we're going to still need offensive line, guys. And for anybody out there that wants to say that the portal sucks, we hit on all of our offensive line portal picks this year. Okay, the offensive line is the strength of this team. We are literally the ¡1 pass blocking team in the country. Okay, that was because of the portal. We're going to ignore that fact? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Okay? Yeah, I wish Juju was getting more reps, but he's learning firsthand what it takes to be a leader on this team. Arguably want to see his biggest downfall this year. Yeah, Scott, and I think we're not going to have a problem in the future with leadership because you're already seeing it from some of the young guys. Like, some of the young guys are going to start taking over. London Merritt and Alex McPherson will be dogs in the future on this team. Okay, JoJo Williams will be a dog on this team going forward. Jordan Seaton, obviously one of the few leaders on this team, coming back next year. Guys, we're going to have a much better leadership room next year because the young guys are starting to solidify themselves as the best players on this team, and they will be leaders in the future on this team. DBS, not a nose tackle. Yeah, that's true, Northside. I would agree with that. Salter had a good game, but I trust him going forward. I don't. But do we miss that there? Please ignore the troll. Trust me, I'm not commenting. If they want me to read their comments, they're more than welcome to throw in a super chat. Joe Kidd, I'm interested to hear this from you. Penn State's my second team. My daughter goes there. Had to fire Franklin. Yeah. Team quit. Effort was piss poor last 2 weeks. Franklin has long been on the bubble because he can't win the big game. Totally get that for him and Penn State. I mean, with that roster, with the players that he gets, I mean, having Tyler Warren on your team last year, those type of things, and not being able to succeed is quite difficult to watch. But I do need you to realize that firing him at this point now in the season, moving into you're punting on next year. It's going to be very tough to put together a very good team next year. Penn State's going to have a rough year next year. It'll take another year before they get back to competing again with the top dogs. Okay? Penn State could buy out. They're not doing that. Great one. They're not doing that. Who you got, BYU or Utah next week? That's going to be an interesting game. That's going to tell us a lot about what we're going to be able to do against Utah, guys. That is going to be the game to watch. That is absolutely going to be a game to watch. Unless new coach got that bag from the donor. Well, here's the thing. There are rumors out there right now that part of the reason that Franklin got fired now was because Adidas said that they are going to pay the money for that buyout. And Adidas is going to help Penn State get back on track because of the brand that Penn State is for them heading into their Adidas year. Again, rumor, but it was posted by a credible source that said that, like an actual like journalist. It wasn't just an online rumor. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Utah will lose because we will get the most pissed off version of Utah. It's a national progression, Scott. Do you see Michael? No, I don't. Nah, I don't see him being on the staff because, you know, Irving did the same thing at Miami this past season. He goes there a lot too. I think he just likes being around the kids, but I'm hearing block bully. I could see him be a GA, Kai Moore. You know, with him not in the NFL, being back in Boulder this weekend, I could see him be a GA. Give him an opportunity to be a GA and be a part of this team. I think that'd be a nice idea. Okay, I think that'd be a nice idea. Feel bad for Sincere Brown. We won't ever get to see what he can really do because the quarterback, we're not giving him the deep balls. Okay, Portal worked out well for the O-line. People are going to completely ignore that. Okay. Oh my God, you don't listen at all. I swear, I think you're deaf and just type things out that you're not listening to at all. But hey, that's fine. Keep it up. Sincere Brown, just an average player at this level. Said it before the season. Should never play over O or JoJo. Indiana whooping everyone with little portal or a lot of portal. Because Indiana's been heavily dipping in the portal. Just FYI. Yeah, just so you know. Let's see. Oh, that's basketball. Let me get me football. Let's see. Indiana grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 portal transfers. And let's see, where did they rank? They ranked 14th in the portal with 23. Yep. And by the way, they grabbed 2 4-stars and 21 3-stars. So actually 20, yeah. So anybody want to talk about portal? Just looking at the portal rankings here, and some teams are pretty good this year. Texas Tech, LSU, Ole Miss, Oregon, Miami, Missouri. Auburn's not doing great. North Carolina's not doing great. Ohio State, number 10 in the rankings. Michigan, number 11. Washington, Kentucky, Indiana, Cincinnati, who has turned around their program after being terrible last year and playing much better this year. Oh, what a crazy coinkydink. What a crazy coinkydink when it comes to that. Huh. That's kind of crazy. Who would have thought that being heavy in the portal doesn't mean that you're going to lose? Oh, also, did we forget that, Indiana kind of got their star quarterback out of the portal? Just saying. Okay, what else we got, you guys? $50 million buyout is madness. Who are we talking about for the $50 million? Oh, for Franklin, $50 million to pay him. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think Miller and DJ should stay another year to get the draft stock off. Willie, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. We got the top O-line. Just said it. There you go. JoJo Williams, best receiver right now. Running backs, Simeon Price to Kaylon Taylor, both transfers. You hit some, you lose some, but sure. Absolutely. I think Sincere Brown needs to add a little bit more weight, but CU needs to use in some different ways to get him open, get the ball in his hands. That's sure. That's where folks just talk and don't matter if they wrong, but here, my bad takes. Ha, 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 ha. Absolutely. JoJo has no problem getting open in this offense. I mean, he does. He does. He absolutely does. You start doing that, you're going to get banned. I don't ban people, but you start throwing out curse words, you start throwing out that stuff, you're going to get banned. That's your last warning. Last warning. Yeah, it is. It's part of college football. I mean, God. Yeah. Yeah, and they're all portal teams. So your point's completely wrong, as always. I'm pretty close. He wants to open his mouth one more time like that. I will officially be banning him. Okay, guys, we're at 172 in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Let's get the call. Let's get the calls now. Now that we finally got the show up, we got a lot of people coming. Feel free to call in. Give your opinion on this team. Remember, no cursing. No cursing on here when you call in. Shirley, appreciate you dropping by. Been a while. Hope you enjoyed that victory this weekend and getting to have that victory done. JoJo is a portal done right. Freshman with 3 years left. Yeah, Joe, when we get those, we get some of those for sure. Oh, Brian, appreciate you. Morning from Korea. You doing a show before Wednesday? No, it'll be the Wednesday night show. We'll have the Wednesday night show with David Talks Buffs. I am starting to put together, by the way, some other video content that I want to put out. I'm going to be doing a history of Colorado video series. I probably will drop it in the off season, but I'm starting to record it, write scripts up, do all of that stuff. So there is that, guys. There is that. Like the no curse rule. Brian, I appreciate that, but we got to keep it somewhat kid friendly because YouTube. I don't want to lose monetization on YouTube. Only difference is win total with CU and other teams is win total. Yeah. Shirley loved the win. I'm glad he did, Shirley. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. My Broncos won, even though it looked terrible. But hey, that London game is not for the faint of heart, let's be honest. It's always the weirdest games ever. So a win is a win in London. A win is a win in London. And then the Buffs won. Appreciate that. The real of it is, will the Buffs stay consistent? And that's the thing, TMFB. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the same thing. Will Juju make a start before the year end? We need to stay with K-Salt for maintaining momentum. Yes. If for some reason we drop the next 2 games, meaning that we are no longer bowl eligible, we cannot become bowl eligible, then I say you give Juju the starts at the end of the year. That West Virginia K-State game should be Juju if we are not playing for a bowl game. I would agree with that, though. Northside, I appreciate with the super sticker. I wish StreamYard would actually show the stickers live and make them work. But I appreciate you for the $4.99 super sticker. Hey, remember, guys, you can become a member of the channel to support the channel at a cheap amount. Just a cup of coffee. It's a nice thing. Brian C., one of our members. D Nice, one of our members. David Talks Buffs, one of our members. And I believe Keith is also one of our members. I appreciate all of you guys. Let Juju play in the bowl game. We could see that. We could see that. Okay, we got our first call. I don't know why it's doing that, but we will do that. And here we go. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to, and where are you calling from? How's it? Yeah, Stretch. Appreciate it. Well, what did you think about the game this weekend?
Cracks in it. But overall, I wish we would have got that long, because we have something special. But overall, I like the way the team change. They're heading in the right direction. They're focused on the run. They're trying to the linebackers are playing this week. They beat the opponent. It's a lot to look forward to. Coach Prime, the fan base that he invested in this program by going through all those surgeries and different setbacks in life. I love him celebrating and watching over the weekend. There's a lot of things you count on when you look at the program. Dealing with the adversity, things, how the distractions might get prepared. To overcome those things that you played on Friday, having a PM kickoff. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things to be excited for when it comes to this team. Absolutely, there are a lot of things to be very excited for when it comes to that victory and being able to get that win done.
Yeah, I just like the fact that we know that Kate struggles with the outballs and the curls and the bubbles and the spot passes, but he can throw it long.
Yeah.
So we give him enough time to go through the progressions, and we also put concept routes in, doing high moves, making the defense. Even though we went against a team that low in their depth, that battles were hurt, it was nice.
Yep.
And so, not knowing that, I didn't know, but I should have knew that you get charged for storming the field. So those are some things that we got to consider too. We want to storm the field. We want to be that kind of institution where we're not on many games that we know we're supposed to do. Because this is Colorado Belgium coming in. This is not no factory. This ain't Kent State. This is Toledo. This ain't Marvel Ohio.
Yep. No, I definitely appreciate the call. I think we're also having a little bit of connectivity issues with you. You're cutting in and out just a little bit, just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate the comments. And like you said, I mean, we do have some things to look forward to. I'm glad that we didn't play those musical chairs. And we got to give credit to Coach Prime for sticking with Salter, giving him confidence. The way he was talking to him on the sideline, I think, was really nice to see from Coach Prime, and the way he was talking up Salter, which I think definitely helped out with that second half. Because I mean, the first half wasn't the greatest. We could have easily benched him at half, which I'm sure a lot of fans would have been completely fine with. But stuck with him. He came out. He did what he had to do. He was clutch when he needed to be clutch. His big throw to JoJo in the end zone, the big throw on 3rd and long to seal the game. Those were absolutely perfect passes, perfect plays. Love seeing that from Salter. I just want to see some consistency from him. We know he can do it now. Can he give that consistent ability for it?
Well, we know the fans for the early drive that they were doing when it comes to passing. And so he's on a short.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but
I appreciate.
He made those throws. You probably say my phone. I didn't stay on your line.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Apologies for that. Sometimes it just happens with phones. I was getting the same thing on my side. It was cutting in and out, which is, I'm assuming, what you guys said. So, apologies for that. Next person want to call in, feel free. Make sure you guys mute your sound if you're listening to the show. Do the best you can with what you have going on. Hey, Joseph, appreciate the other $5 super chat. Thank you again for doing that. Question for you, for those who might know, is Montrezl Walker really 6'1"? I don't think he is. Unless he's grown, which he could have. I walked by him on his recruiting trip, by the way, and was next to him in the pro shop during the spring game before he came. And because I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4", and I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Unless he's grown, I don't think he is. He's probably 6 foot or 5'11" is probably what I'm thinking when it comes to Mantrez Walker with that question. Appreciate it though. I think at this point they're not ready for him. I think, and Mantrez was one of the guys that I thought for sure was probably going to redshirt. Like, he's not at the size and impactfulness that he needs to be to play power 4 football just yet. And so, that's where it's at. You gotta give him some time, I think. And rather than force him in there, I get that things aren't doing great. You wait, let him grow, let him get his body bigger. I think next year he could be quite impactful. Yes, I am 6'4". I am not going to be on the O-line. 6'4", 250 flat. That's my weight and size. Yeah, you don't rush that one. That's not a position you rush. There's a difference. You're playing Quentin Gibson, who some might say is undersized, but he at least brings the speed. You guys. Don't you love that when you just see somebody from like the waist up, you don't ever know that? I mean, by the way, David from David Talks Buffs, he's also, I believe, 6'5". I'm 6'4", he's 6'5". We're both really, really tall dudes. But you don't get to see that. Funny enough, my Pee-wee days, I did play some tight end. Didn't play football though, guys, by the way. Reminder, I've talked about this. I played college soccer. At 6'4". He don't fit the scheme. Okay, you don't think he fits the scheme? I liked his tape. I thought he would fit the scheme. I didn't think it was a scheme issue with him. I think it's a size issue right now and just getting him right. Yeah. Everyone thinking I'm a midget. Okay. I will say I work from home, and like the one time I met some of my coworkers like in person, it's always the first comment. It's like, "Oh my gosh, you're really tall." Again, you only see shoulders up. You're not sure what to expect. But yeah, there's that. Yep. Bright, I was actually a goalkeeper. Gotta think. Size. Got our next call. Thanks for calling Buffs News Weekly. This is Russ. Who I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
My name is Daryl, and I'm calling from Jackson.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Okay, sorry, it was a little bit off there. Appreciate you calling in. What do you have to say about the game on Saturday?
It was a pretty good game. I was in a question, suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. They stay in man-to-man. This is a running conference.
Yep.
And Utah's going to run the ball. Give these teams the rest of the season a different look. Crowd the line.
Yep.
Run blitz. Force the quarterback to throw. Because you're a man anyway. Why sit back and just let them run?
It's true.
Every team the Bucks have played, they're doing this counter pull. And the defensive ends are driving me crazy because they're setting up not wide. They're on the inside, and they're getting blocked, and they're just pulling the guard, and they're getting big runs, and it's driving me crazy. If they can stop the run, they can win these games. Force these quarterbacks to throw. These quarterbacks are not world beaters.
Yep, and you do that by running zone, not man. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's I don't understand why they stay in man and allow themselves the other teams to run the ball down their throat.
Yeah. No, I totally agree that. I mean, I will say, compared to last year, we have seen a little bit more zone, but I would agree it has not been as much as it needs to be. That's the part I don't get, because it's like you said, every team we play is a running team pretty much. We have very rarely ever played an air raid offense out there that's just going to throw the ball around the yard. why are we not just running zone constantly and only man when it's, a true passing situation or, something that's going to help us with that? Run zone, get them in close, crowd the line of scrimmage, force them to throw the ball. I mean, look at the last couple of games. You look at this past weekend even. I mean, Rocco Becht was very inaccurate. He had his receivers dropping balls. BYU, the same thing. I said that with Bear Bachmeier. Like, he did enough, and he could get guys when they're wide open, but his receivers were dropping balls. He was missing on the long balls. So, like, the 1v1s weren't a problem that game. I said that about Georgia Tech. I said that about, every team we've played, the quarterbacks have not won those games with their arms. They've won the games with their legs. That's really where it's come down to so far this season. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm hoping, hey, we got a bye week coming up. They've got 2 weeks to prepare for Utah while Utah's preparing for their big BYU game. That should be a benefit to us. Let's see if we can scheme correctly to stop Utah's attack and put it in the hands of Devin Dampier in 2 weeks.
And with 2 weeks, you should be able to give a new look coming out of that 2 week break. You can make those defensive ends play a wide nine. They can get wide. You can also fix your corners. Every team they play is just running this counter trap, and I'm like, oh my God! I'm watching the game and I'm calling it out. I'm like, they're going to pull a guard and it's going to be a 10-yard run. I'm like,
yep. Well,
they're not beating you through.
No, that or, the quarterback draws that we've seen this season. I mean, they're illustrated when they pull everybody out of the backfield and they go 5 wide with one quarterback.
They're going to quarterback run.
They're going quarterback draw down the middle, and you don't see anybody move, and the quarterback gets 5 yards easy or more.
But isn't that on Livingston?
It should. That one should be, yes. That should be on the defense to recognize that and have a set play of when they go into a quarterback draw. This is what we're going to do with our linebackers and our defensive line at that point. I don't know why we don't. Again, it's something he needs to develop and start getting better at. We'll have to see what happens moving forward. We're going to get a big test of that next year. I mean, we get Georgia Tech again, and I'm sure they'll still have the quarterback draw even with their other quarterback playing next year. I haven't really taken a look yet at Utah. I assume they run that pretty frequently since Devin Dampier is a running quarterback. We still have K-State coming up. They'll probably have the quarterback draw in their playbook. Arizona might as well. We'll see. But that's something we need to stop going forward.
And that's why you hug the line with your linebackers, and you say, hey, if you're going to beat me faster. Yep. I'm not going to let you run all night.
Agreed.
I don't see Levinson with low run blitzes.
No, I mean he's good at unleashing the blitz when it's a passing down. I'll give him that, but yes, I would agree on that. I need to see a little bit more when it comes to the run to get that stopped.
Yeah.
No, I agree on that. I appreciate the call. Repeat your name again and where you were at again.
My name is Daryl Grant, calling from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, Daryl. Well, I appreciate the call. Love what you had to bring. I'm going to go ahead and I'll give you the fan take of the week because I love the commentary on that. Shoot me an email when you get a chance if you want a T-shirt sent your way, courtesy of our sponsors at Taco Bell. Emails buffsnewsweekly@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Talk to you later. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute the phone line so you guys can't hear my ringer. I shut it off. I don't know why it keeps coming through. So there's that. Appreciate it though. Roddy Colton gonna have his hands in the dirt mostly. See, you guys keep saying that, but even he's talked about it. That he believes and he was told that he's gonna be a linebacker, but we'll see. We'll see. Because last year that not practicing BS really hurt us. Bye week. Yeah, we're practicing. Yeah, we practiced today, guys. There was no day off this weekend for the Buffs. No day off. When you're a team that's sitting where the Buffs are, you should be practicing, right? Not sure what's going on. We can't hear the callers very well. It just sounds like a loud, bassy megaphone. Yeah, I'm messing with the audio on that, trying to help it out, guys. Apologies for that. I turned up the volume. I thought his call got better as it went on. It could just be the phone calls coming in. But I can also mess with the adapters here and make sure we're getting all of that in correctly. Okay. We did a little bit better. We'll see if that works. Okay. Again, it's the problem sometimes you got with cell phones coming through on other people's cell phones. Okay. Livingston prideful to not make adjustments when defense isn't dominant. I don't think that's it, TMFB. I don't think he's prideful because the guy has, talked about how much he's learned in the offseason, how much he talks to, people around there, and coaching people that he trusts and other defensive-minded people. He does all that. If you were prideful, you wouldn't be doing that. Buddy, I appreciate you doing that. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about our sponsor over at Taco Bell, $7 box, but also the Cantina chicken menu, guys. The Cantina chicken menu is one that you guys should be buying at your local Taco Bell. It is one of the better menu items out there. So if you're looking for something a little bit more high quality, a little bit nicer overall, appreciate that. And, hey, go get your Buffs box as well. $7. 4 items. Kevin Riley emailed me. He went to the game. Guess what he got? He got his Buff box, guys. He went out, got his Buffs box, enjoyed that meal while he was there, got his collectible Quentin Gibson cup. Q for 6 right here. Guys, if you're here, do that. But appreciate Taco Bell for sponsoring the channel, being a part of the channel and everything that we have over here. Again, can't talk enough about it, but go get your Cantina chicken menu item at your local Taco Bell. And if you're in the Front Range, Colorado area, go get your $7 Buff box. Of course, see you. Taco Bell is donating $1,000 per touchdown. Guess what, guys? 3 more touchdowns. We have a thing with getting 3 touchdowns. So $3,000 more to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation for Taco Bell. We appreciate you. Buffs love the bell. Liv Moss, Sco Buffs. We appreciate Taco Bell for all the love. Guys, you can support the channel by getting yourself a Buff box, which Kevin did when he came to visit. Appreciate you. Absolutely loved the photos that you guys got from the game. Kevin, I absolutely love seeing all of those shots. I'm glad that you enjoyed your time here in Boulder and got to see all of the wonderful and fun things that it had to provide. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to go to the game with you next year, okay? Let me know as soon as you know when you're coming. I will put that on my calendar, and I will make sure that nothing is happening that weekend so we can hang out and be a part of that game. If he has a year left, I could easily see him come back a year. He's not NFL ready, that's for sure. He's not. So I could see him come back another year. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs one more year to come and do that. Livingston doesn't have the players. He's working with mercenaries that don't love the game. Northside, I would agree with that to an extent as well. I think, though, Northside, and tell me if you're here with me, do we think that the roster that we saw Saturday, the defense as we saw Saturday, that made some great plays at times, should be the defense moving forward? Tafiq Byard, Ben Finiseth as safety. Linebackers, Myers and Kaidon Salter. Okay? DBs, Preston Hodge, DJ McKinney, Ivan Yates. Defensive line, London Merritt, Alex McPherson, Amari McNeil, Quincy Wiggins. Like, does that seem like more of the starters that we should be having thanks to the injuries? I get you don't want him at safety, but Ben has been playing pretty darn good this year. You guys don't even realize it. I hear you guys talk about how you don't like Carter Stoutmire. Carter Stoutmire goes out with an injury and Ben Finiseth has an amazing game. Just talking about that, guys. Ben Finiseth graded out at a 70 against Iowa State, 71 against Houston when he played, 78 against Delaware. When he plays pretty darn good and has been getting better. So there it is. There it is. Yates solid. Yeah, Yates had a very good game. Yates had a very good game. Otis is 390. He's simply too heavy. I think he's 320 actually, but it's just, one of those things. Ellen, appreciate you dropping by. Ben has been good. We got to give props to Ben. A lot of people want to say that Ben was a special. I remember in the offseason, people thought Ben was going to start day one, and they were like, oh, crashing out. This has been horrible. There's what we have. Ben has shown up when he's needed to show up. Okay. Just let you guys know a little bit about Otis. So Georgia Tech, he graded out a 73, Delaware 61, Wyoming 59, BYU 57, TCU 57, Iowa State a 63, but he only played 5 snaps. By the way, every week he has slowly declined on the snaps, with the Iowa State game being the worst game that he has had. So there's that. Do you think it's realistic to think Prime can bring a natty to Boulder? What is keeping Colorado from being national title contenders? Eric, that is a good question. I will answer that for you. Okay. We need consistency. We need time. Okay. That's the first thing. Give Prime more time to cook. Give Prime more time to do things, to understand. He's still a young coach, guys. I don't think people realize that. Like 5 years into his coaching career. 5 years into his coaching career. 3 at the Power 4 level. He's still learning and figuring out things. Okay. He's figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And let's be honest, the game of college football is constantly ever evolving. Okay? It is constantly ever evolving when it comes to this program. Okay? So, that's something to pay attention to as well. Now, probably needs to get some more money to compete with those teams, but we're getting there, guys. We're getting there as far as that goes. Like, what's going to happen this offseason that I need to point out to you guys? Are we going to dive into the portal more? Yes, we are going to be diving into the portal more this year. However, we have a lot of positions taken care of when it comes to the kids on our team. So we can afford to pay players more money in very specific roles that we need to fill. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Versus just having to get blanket, transfer portal players. Like next year, we're probably not going to need to get a high top transfer portal quarterback. Okay, we're not. So we got a call we're going to get to right now. Here we go. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
What's up, Russ? It's Kai from Cali.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, look, it's going great this week.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we can celebrate Monday like Monday's supposed to be celebrated after a good week.
That's right. Victory Monday is always tastes so sweet.
Hey, I got to give much respect to Coach Prime. This brother had surgery and came back the very next day. If that don't give you some inspiration to want to play for somebody, I don't know what would.
Right? Run through a wall for that. I think people keep forgetting that he did. He had major leg surgery and came back the next day to practice. Like those people out there that want to say that Coach Prime is selfish, doesn't care about the kids, all of like the stuff that people who don't even pay attention to the program say publicly, that was proof that that is not the case.
Absolutely. Oh, man. I mean, like you said, that don't make you want to run through a wall for a guy. I don't know what will. You probably need to just go play for somebody else.
Yeah.
One thing I do like, I'm glad that this is Pat Shermer's last year of coaching.
Yeah.
I hope that there's a cat out there named Brennan Marion. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Not currently.
He coached at UNLV. He was offensive coordinator for UNLV last year, called the Go-Go offense. That is a guy that Coach Prime should probably take a look at when he's looking for new OCs.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this guy?
I think I am. Now that you said it was UNLV, I do remember their offense, and because I remember, UNLV last year had a great year. Because they were the team that had the quarterback who left after 4 games.
That's right.
Because they wouldn't pay him more, and he wanted to hold his red shirt year, even though he was balling out in that offense. I would agree 100%. A guy like that is who we need as an OC. I want a creative college play caller.
Yeah, because that's the problem with the creativity. I mean, the NFL game and the college game is just different because of the hash marks.
Yeah.
There's more of a boundary and a field side opposed to just playing in the middle of the field like it is in the NFL. And I still just think Pat just still learning on the job. And we need somebody who's going to need to take us to the next step.
And
but that's about it.
Yeah, and I think we will, guys. I really do. I think, I mean, like we've talked about, Shermer's in the last year of his contract. I just don't think they're going to extend him. I think they'll let him rock off, respectfully. There's not much you can do in season. We have to remind people that. So just
Absolutely.
know, I do think that he'll be gone after this. I think Prime knows enough. I think at this point, that's what he's waiting for. So there's that. So I do appreciate that comment. And hey, your hash mark comment is something that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. They don't really pay attention to. So that absolutely is, correct when I think about that.
Yeah, because we're going to have to put up more points. We're going to beat some of these teams coming up. 30 points should be the mark, or 28 points at least.
Well,
because
what the defense is doing. Okay, remember, defense is averaging 24 points a game allowed. So 30 points will get you some wins if we can get up to that point. We are struggling to get to that point. We're staying in that 21 to 27 range pretty heavily.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's my call.
I appreciate you so much. I appreciate always calling in and being a supporter of the show. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later on.
All right, later.
Okay, see ya. His phone was also really good, guys, by the way. So the whole, phone audio better. I think it was the phones that were being called in. You guys got to remember, if we're calling on not great phones, not great service, you should know about that a little bit. That sometimes happens. Okay, lose weight in the past off season. There should be no more chances for him. We paid all that money for what? Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about with Gualo? I don't even want a donor to give up the cheese to us right now when our coaching staff is incompetent and mediocre at best. Better, but still too deep. See, I don't even have a base setting on my soundboard, by the way. I don't even have a base setting. Buddy, I got gain 1, gain 2. Maybe I lower the gain on that line. Low, mid, high, and that's it. So, no bass. No bass. I got pitch, reverb. Nope. No bass settings. Very interesting. Take some deep shots with Brown. We're over 30. That's true. That's true. Oh, Otis. Okay, you guys are still talking about Otis. Gotcha. I really think Prime going to flip this staff upside down. We're going to get a new defensive staff this offseason. I think Prime will wait till high school, put ink on paper. I think OC is probably new next year. I'm just wondering, maybe we do see some of Prime's longtime buddies run off into the sunset. Maybe, does Coach Hart stay? Does Coach Hart go? What are we doing with the DBs? DBs need something going on there. I don't think defensive line switches up, by the way. I don't think defensive line switches up. Offensive line just switched up, and it's doing great. Running backs coach doing great. We need a quarterbacks coach, if I'm being honest. Maybe we bring in, I've talked about this, Julian Lewis's guy that he has, see if he wants to do that. The question is, do the receivers coach change? That's a big question right now. Pitches in the base. I get that. Like I said, I don't have a bass setting on my soundboard right now. I would love to lower the bass for you guys. What I'll probably do is just turn down the gain on that line and see if that helps a little bit. Because I'm right now mid-tier for low, mid, and high. Everybody in the conference plays 80% zone so they can watch the ball. Correct, Greasy? That's how you feel about Sapp. I like Sapp. I like what he brings. Guys, we got a 3-headed monster on the defensive line. We got a 3-headed monster on the offensive line. I think it's doing just fine. I think this year the problem with the defensive line was personnel. But look at what Lennon Merritt is doing, guys. I hate people out there who look at a player develop and just say, oh, well, that's just because of their skill. You got to give credit to the coaches as well, because they could always hamper that growth. People will say that, oh, Colorado's done nothing, but Travis Hunter came out of Colorado. Everyone's like, oh, well, Travis Hunter would have done that anywhere, or any coaching staff. I don't think that's true. You still have to do the right thing around that player. Okay? So there's that. To get a new OC mean you need new support staff that will work. And I think he'll get some of that, but I don't think you're going to go all the way. Really, the offensive line, you want completely new coaches there? After the success that they've done this year, you really think that that's going to happen? The running backs coach. Again, look at the success there. Everything else, I could see that being up for question. Exactly, buddy. Everything is good if we just get decent quarterback play, consistent quarterback play. If I'm coach, I'm kicking him out now. Are you talking about Shermer? Because, again, I don't think that's going to happen. Prime longtime buddies for who? Prime Hall of Fame buddies? I'm talking about the, truth guys, not the Hall of Famers on the roster. I'm talking about Hart, Mathis, Phillips. I don't know if Bartolone is a tight ends coach. I think he was better as a receivers coach. But there's that too. Definitely need a quarterback coach. Yeah, Willie. I want to see us add a quarterback coach. Can we please get a quarterback coach? Hey, guys, while you're here, please, please, please hit that like button while you're here. That it does. It makes a massive difference of whether or not people see these videos. I'm telling you, I go look at the videos that are the most liked. They're the most watched by a long shot. They get pushed out a lot more. New subscribers, new people to the channel, all of that stuff. So make sure you guys are liked and subscribed to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. We've added a few subscribers today, 4 subscribers. Appreciate all of the new subscribers that have joined in. That was the best play calling all season. I would agree on that. I thought it was very good. A lot of the plays, 25 pass, 39 run is our identity, Lawrence. And that's what I said earlier. 100%. 100%. That is what we need to see going forward forever. Okay. Right. The true guys to be replaced by who? Hall of Fame buddies? I hope not. I don't know any Hall of Fame buddies that would take an OC job. Position coaches are one thing. And hey, they've been successful to an extent, guys. I know you guys want to crap all over it, but Marshall Faulk's done pretty darn good. Andre Girard, by the way, CU buff, teammate of Coach Prime, very good player. All of that is important as well. And we've got a new member. Northside, I appreciate you joining the membership, giving out a cup of coffee for me. I appreciate you. Everybody, that's always one way to support the channel. Feel free to throw out a cup of coffee a month to the channel. And again, if we get more members, if we get enough members, I will start doing some private things for members as well. We're up to 5, I think. I think we're up to 5. Big shout out to all our members, by the way. Northside now, Brian C., Keith, D. Nice, and David Talks Buffs. That's 5 members of the channel. I appreciate all you guys. When will Price and Taylor be back? Okay, so here's the thing about that one. Taylor, I don't think is going to be back this season. He's been in a boot every week that they've shown him on well off in the practice videos because he was in the front row where he had to sit because of the boot. Now, I will say that last week, Price was no longer with him next to him in his boot. So my guess is Price is the closer one to coming back. Taylor, if he's in a boot this far in the season, I just feel like they're going to try and medical redshirt him at this point. I love the Hall of Famers and NFL guys. Yeah. I mean, and there could be guys. I mean, receivers coach. I mean, does Randy Moss want to become a coach and come join the staff and be a receivers coach? What would that look like? That could be one that I could see. Elsewhere, I don't really know what's going on. Linebackers, I mean, you got some guys. Safeties, we've got some guys. I'm not going to throw out the names. You know exactly who they would be if you wanted. Is Price a senior? I believe he might be. He might be. So maybe medical redshirt for him as well. Who knows? Can we trade DJ for Colton? I wish. New DB coach. Yeah, I think that might be one that's coming, guys. I might see that one coming. Yeah, very disappointing to see lack of tight end play. I don't know what's going on there. Northside. I want to see tight end play. I liked it, guys. I liked when they put Yo-Yo in at tight end to block. But now it's become too easy to see what we're going to do. Teams are starting to play based on Yo-Yo being in and knowing what's coming next. Yeah, I thought Price is a senior. Maybe medical redshirt if the injury is too tough and he can get another year. There is a way to do that. You'll have to see. You'll have to see. People said the same thing about Coach Flea. Tight ends will open the offense up greatly. Hey, Gavin Mueller next year, he better be getting the ball a ton. Okay? Because I think he is a receiver first. Receiver first. Ooh, I like this great one. Pac-Man Jones, Asante Samuel, DB coaches. That could work. Dallin Simeon punch will have a defense sore the next day. Lol. Yes, it would, Kai. Yes, it would have them sore the next day. Coach Mathis is a good DB coach because Vickers seems he does not listen because Yates came in, did well enough. Yes and no. Yes and no. I believe Gavin is him. Been watching his posts. Oh, yeah. Gavin is right now, by the way, he is our top 2026 guy. I get that Emmanuel is technically, but Gavin just brings a position of desperate need. We need a receiving tight end that is that good. We need a guy who can come in and dominate that. Yes. And we're going to have a lot of tight ends, by the way. You guys are forgetting the guys who haven't even played. Gavin or D'Souza and Leisure this year. Bring in Gavin Mueller. The future of the tight end room is really nice. Okay, the future of the tight end room is very good. Yes, there will be a call-in next week as well, K-Dot, on Monday. We'll talk bye week. We'll talk previewing Utah. We'll do a preview show for you guys to call in and talk about Utah. We can talk about Utah's game this weekend. So watch Utah BYU this weekend, guys. Watch it. Prime needs to allow Livingston to pick his own staff to make this defense work. I think the secondary, give Livingston the option to choose that then. Start him when he comes on campus and Zane. I mean, that could be a great two-headed monster of guys that, I mean, look at what Kazoil is doing for Houston. I think that Gavin Mueller could be that type of guy. Absolutely. What we got here? Homeboy ran the same play 3 times. I wanted to tear my hair out. I agree. Bring in a new tight end coach. Very important for next year. D'Souza and Leisure are the tight end CU needs. But will we use Gavin like we did Mikey? That's a question. That's a question. It's going to depend, Kai, on who we have as offensive coordinator next year. Whoever the OC is really going to determine what happens with that next year, guys. And so that's something we're going to have to keep an eye out in the offseason and figure out what that's going to look like. Okay? That is what we're looking for. Absolutely. Yeah, Atkins is coming back, guys. So we'll have Atkins again next year. So hey, Atkins, Mueller, mix in a little Leisure, mix in a little D'Souza. Ooh, boy. Probably need to call the tight end coach at Penn State ASAP. Not a bad idea, especially since they had, one of the best tight ends in the last how many years at Penn State. Could only imagine what he could potentially do for this team. Okay, guys, I appreciate you for joining me. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I'm going to call it for today. Thank you guys for all those people that called in. Thank you for our fan take of the week, of course. Talking about the different stuff that we had going on. Make sure you guys email me if I told you about that, and I will get you that shirt. There'll be other opportunities to win shirts, by the way, in the future. So be on the lookout for that. And then, hey, towards the end of the season, we will be giving away this pair of Coach Prime blenders to one of my lucky subscribers on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and following along this season, and we will keep track of that. So appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. Have a great rest of your night. It's Victory Monday. Go have yourself a nice drink. Go have yourself a nice dinner. Go have yourself a nice sleep. I will see you guys Wednesday night for the Buff Blitz. Until then, for Buffs News Weekly, I'm Russ. Sko Buffs.